The return of Buddy Franklin creates a ripple of excitement. I know.
Yep.
Every football fan feels it. Every Swans fan will feel it acutely.
Yep.
And even the players themselves. How could you not? They've been denied playing alongside Buddy for so long. And Isaac Heaney gave voice to that today.
Yeah, there's something about Buddy. He comes in, even when he comes to training, there's something about him that brings energy and I guess brings confidence within the group as well, knowing that all you do is get him the ball and let him do the rest. So, no, it's definitely a lot of energy around him. I think we've got a good, I guess, widespread group of players that have been hitting the scoreboard. So if we can continue to do that, we don't have to use Bud every inside 50. So that'll offer up, I guess, different avenues to goal and more challenges for the opposition, which would be nice. So, like you said, we have been Buddy focused in the previous years, but we'll see how we go this weekend. Hopefully not. Hopefully you can play, I guess, a fair chunk of the season. That'd be nice and stay, I guess, away from the injuries. But I think he brings, like I said, the excitement, the experience within that forward group. We've got a really young forward group. And then hopefully he can just hit the scoreboard pressure like he always does. And when he runs out there, we all stand taller. So, we're excited to have him back.
And he couldn't keep the smile off his face while he was contemplating. 34 years of age. Last time we saw him on the field was August 2019 in his 300th game. It was a year in which he was restricted to 10 games. He's 56 goals short of the thousands goal club, which we referenced on Monday night. And this is a conversation we'll start now and pick up with Geordie and Geordie and Ruffy. How does he find his place in the game right now as he returns?
Well, I think we have to manage our expectations a little bit. He's the biggest draw card in the game, so it's great to have him back. I think he needs to play smart, maybe be a little bit more circumspect about how often he injects himself up the field if he wants to go looking for a possession. How much he asks of his body is going to be really important because it's not just about being back playing. He's got to get through these games and get continuity. We want him to get continuity so he's back kicking bags of goals. But funnily enough, the attacking quicker game might actually help him get more opportunities inside the attacking 50 and allow him to spend a bit more time forward of the footy and not have to go searching for it as much. So it's going to be a really interesting balancing act, but more than anything, just to see him run out there. And I love that look on Isaac Heaney's face while he was talking. He's grinning like a kid, wasn't he?
Yeah. So you all live this journey, if you've played the game, is just having to make your adjustments. I presume your mental adjustments as well as your physical adjustments, that you have aged, you're not capable of what you used to be, and just trying to find what works. Is it a grapple?
It is, but look, I can't speak on behalf of Buddy. He knows what the body's capable of, and I can only speak of the last few years of my career. You start to slow down, I started to slow down. I had knee injuries, lost the ability to jump off the ground. So your mortality kicks in very, very quickly, Jared. But hopefully, because Buddy's such a freak athlete and has always looked after himself very, very well, hopefully he's got plenty of football left in him.
And a second child, so a boy, which immediately prompted the tussle between Swans fans and Hawks fans who are trying to lay claim just in case.
He's got a bit to play with. He's going to be so excited. He's going to be rather drained, I suspect, but he's going to be incredibly excited when he runs out there.
Before Dusty, we used to swoon over Buddy, the most electrifying presence in the game. We've been denied it for too long, and he's been denied what came so naturally to him over 300 games. It's been 581 days since he suited up, and that makes Saturday afternoon a major event. His mates, I imagine they're more excited than most. Jared Roughhead, great to have you here.
Thank you.
Jordan Lewis, welcome.
It's filthy we can't fly up for it.
Excited to see him back out there?
Yeah, I'll be doing the game for Fox and just seeing the vision of him training before. He looks slim, to be honest. And just so happy for him to be out there. Both of us are. Ruffy caught a glimpse of him last weekend, but you want to see the best players play. He hasn't played for a long time.
So you saw him live. What impression did he leave you?
Yeah, I went up, obviously, Saturday, and he said he was playing Sunday morning at 10:45 and he was like a little kid again, pretty excited. But when you saw the weather, it wasn't great conditions, but he did pretty well.
Went to start his car, flat tyre. Had to call one of the young blokes to pick him up to take him to his game when he played reserve. So that's a bit of a reality check for him.
So you guys talk a little bit, obviously, with Bud. How's he feeling within his body? What do you think that he thinks he's capable of doing physically?
I think the overarching thing is you don't really know until you get out there, I suppose. But he's been training well. From all reports, his body's feeling good, which is which is the best thing. He looks slim, he looks fit. There'll be a little bit of nerves going into this week's game because you're unsure of how your body will hold up to the absolute max of AFL football, and we've understood from listening to past players from the weekend how quick the game's got. So he'll be nervous. He'll be excited to play again, and certainly seeing the way that Sydney played on the weekend, he'll be eager to get out there and play.
How will he approach it? What would you recommend to him, Ruff?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I think he'll just go about it his own way. He's I've played with him obviously for 9 years, but I think the way he prepares, and he's a footy head, he loves the game, you know, to still be doing what he's doing at 34 years old and still wanting to get out there and be a part of that team, I think it shows how much he loves the game. I'm just excited to see him back like everyone else.
The way the game's going and being played now, and I know, again, we're only basing it on a couple of weeks, but because it's so quick and so many attacking opportunities, is there less need for him to go searching further upfield looking for the ball and perhaps stay ahead of the ball a little bit more?
Yeah, I think so. I think this could really, really suit him, you know, for a guy. You know, you could obviously look at it and say, right, do teams play a 17-man defence and leave one at home? You know, and if you've got arguably the best goal kicker in the last 15 years staying at home, it's not a bad option to have.
How's he dealt with the frustrations? Is he got a great run at the bulk of his career and then the injuries have sort of mounted on top of each other at the end?
Yeah, I think probably looking back over his career, the first part of his career where he probably wasn't as professional as some other players, he got away with a lot. So then when he turned professional, then the injuries probably, and it does equate with age as well, but then the injuries started to come on. So he's probably thinking, God, I'm doing everything right to get my body up to playing, yet I keep breaking down. So yeah, once the first injury, you get over the first injury and you expect to play again, and then the next injury comes, then it obviously mounts. So it's been a culmination of a lot of things to get him out there on the park this week.
I think we need to go to Ruffy on that one too, Joe, because as soon as Louis said he perhaps didn't prepare as professionally at the start, Ruffy dropped his head, started laughing and shaking his head.
I looked at you too.
Something for us?
Oh, well, as the game's evolved, I think professionalism and recovery and whatnot's got better as well. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a very clear message, isn't it?
At the 1,000-goal threshold, which is so significant in the history of the game.
Yeah.
Is that the great hope for whatever enjoyment he can get and whatever team success there is? Do we hope for him that he gets the 56 goals?
Yeah, I think we do. I asked Bung as we walked in here, did people run on the field for his 1,000th goal? Now, if we're there, I'm not sure.
You'll be out there.
Well, maybe, yeah, but I think now for him, obviously with his son being born yesterday, playing for his kids and being able to get those memories and photos will be the thing that drives him for this next couple of years for sure.
It elevates him to this sort of category if he can get there, and I don't think we'll ever see it again. So to get him in a position where he might only need 30 more games to reach the 1,000 mark, I think for any...
I said 25.
25, you're more generous than I am. There's a lot of kids that are alive right now that haven't seen that, and it's a remarkable feat.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. He's contracted until the end of next year. If he gets through the return okay, what's his mind like in terms of how long he wants to play for? Could he go on after 2022?
I think so. I think it's, it really is up to his body. I think his performance is there. We understand that he can perform if he's out on the park.
Yep.
So if he's out on the park, he clearly performs. He can clearly play. So that's the biggest question mark. But the last couple of years haven't been kind to him, so you never know.
And how enthused would he have been watching that young Swan side and going, OK, so Logan, he can do his business there and Papley...
Campbell off the half-back.
It's a forward line that you go, oh, this makes a lot of sense.
Well, some of these guys he's never played with. You know, he's had all these draft picks come in the last few years that are high in talent. He'd be licking his lips thinking, I'm going to lead to you, I'm going to pass, I'm going to play with McDonald. It's just going to be... He's going to feel like he's a little kid again, playing with kids again.
So you lived a big week, so child-born grand final, so child-born return to footy. It'd be a big week for him.
Oh, absolutely. We tried to get him on tonight. We reckon he's busy at home with one. So he's joined the club where once you have your first child, then you have your second child, then you go, oh, how easy was one? No, he still thinks one's hard at home. So it was the best week of my life because, yes, you've got a newborn, but he probably gets to spend a lot of time with his daughter and and he's returning to football. So there's probably nothing that can happen this week that will bring him down.
And custody for the Hawks or custody for the Swans. It was a funny little reaction from the footy public, wasn't it?
There's, 6,500 days until this little fella turns 18, so we've got a little bit of time before we have to start worrying about that.